So everybody, it's what Jim, and this is the game review for It Takes Two, which is the third game from Hazelight Studios. And that being said, let's get started with the good. I love the fact that it's a co-op game, so you can play it with people online if you want. You can also play it in the same room as someone, so that's really great. But that was also the case for A Way Out as well, and also it's like A Way Out where only one person needs the game, the other person can play it for free. So that's really cool. But now let's move on to the story part of the game. So I really enjoy the story. I thought it was just as great as A Way Out, in my opinion. I thought the writing might have been slightly improved in this one. I thought it had very unique gameplay scenarios, and I loved that about it. Each level felt different to one another. There were a couple of things that felt the same, but I felt like more than 95% of the level was was completely different to the previous level that you were doing. And I don't want to spoil any of it because this is an unspoiler review, and the gameplay is easily my favourite part of the game. So it's probably going to be your favourite part if you were to play the game as well. I just thought the gameplay was absolutely amazing. Like I was saying, each level felt different to one another, and there was just so many fun things that you could do, such as like fighting. Whether sometimes it might be to do with puzzles. It was just really varied with what you could do, and I absolutely loved that about the game. But now let's move on to the next good point of the game, which is the controls. I thought the controls, they're very simple, but I like that about it. There is one button, that the running button, that I wish was a different button, not holding, I think it's L3 or R3, it's one of those two. I think it's holding down L3, and that's the exact same for A Way Out, and that was a problem that happened A Way Out as well. So the problem is occurring here, but it isn't really a big deal because I think, because if you press square, or what would it be for Xbox X, if you press if you press that button, you do like it's hard to explain what it is, but it sort of gives you like a running boost as well, so you don't have to hold L3 to sort of run, but I think it might be slightly quicker if you did hold down L3 or R3, whatever it is, but I was struggling, I'd struggled to hold those buttons down, so that's a bit unfortunate that I couldn't really do the running in the game, but it isn't really a big deal, and I like that the controls are very simple, so even if you're not a massive gamer, you will easily be able to pick it up. I also thought the mini games in the game. There are quite a few of them actually, and they're really fun. They're some of my favorite parts of the game. I just really enjoy doing them. But when they come up, I do get a bit excited. Not gonna lie, and it's a nice break from the actual story. And the other parts of the levels as well. They're just really fun. And I also like I think Cody and May have a great relationship together. I think I prefer Leo and Vincent because I feel like for a lot of the game they are arguing with each other. I also thought the side characters were great. I really liked the Book of Love. It did get a bit annoying though after, I think, but I think after a while I did like him a bit more. He was a bit more likable character towards the end, in my opinion, but he can come off as quite an annoying character. Um, I also thought the graphics were great. I thought they might even be better than A Way Out. I just thought it was just really pretty to look at, and it was just great graphics, man. I didn't think it was anything amazing, but I did think it was still great graphics to look at. But now let's move on to the bad for It Takes Two. There were some parts that I thought were frustrating for me and my dad. There were some parts we were scratching our heads a little bit on how to do it, but thanks to YouTube, we were able to look up the things that we were struggling with. But probably eventually we would have got there. But there was, because we're not the best gamers in the world, there were some parts we were struggling with quite a lot. But it's not really much of an issue, not that much, because there weren't many times it was like that. And isn't bad here that the Book of Love is annoying. Yeah, I just mentioned that, and he is quite an annoying character, but he is still quite likable as well. I thought, and I thought the ending could have been done slightly better. I'd still give like a 9 out of 10 ending, but maybe it could have been a little bit more satisfying. So it isn't really. I still think it's a very close to perfect ending though. But that's it for the bad. Let's move on to the verdict for the game. So I would recommend it for people who like co-op games, people who are going through a divorce. You might want to play this one, and it might make you not have a divorce. And I also rate this game a 9.5 out of 10. It's very close to being perfect to me. And there are a few nitpicks, but I think you're going to be nitpicking every single video game out there. But it's also in my top 5 favorite video games. I think it's my 5th favorite. It's definitely in my top 10. I'm not 100% sure if it's in my top 5, but that's all I'm going to mention for the It Takes Two game review. It's one of the longer reviews I've done. There's just quite a lot to mention about it, and I love the game a lot, and I'd highly recommend to get it. And it's only $34.99, not too expensive, not one of the more expensive video games out there. It's one of the cheaper ones you can get. But that's all I'm going to mention for the game review for It Takes Two. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And on Thursday, I'll be doing A Way Out and It Takes Two game comparison to tell you which one I prefer, which one was better for what. So stay in tune for that on Thursday. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. It Takes Two, baby. Ciao.